It is time we revisit the micro world. Hello and welcome back for another Playmo AF unboxing and review. Today we are taking a look at the micro world set number 4330. This is the Fairytale Castle. We actually purchased this one this summer with the Kings and Castles set, which is right here. This one didn't come with its sheath, neither did this one. We bought this from a seller on Marketplace who had bought these for her daughter originally, and we can only assume that the child had gotten rid of the sheath covering that would normally go over these. So this one doesn't have it either, so the box is very basic. Today we do have the embossed Playmobil logo here on the front. This is the only beef I have with the fact that anybody would lose or discard their packaging coverage here. I wish that they would have used the same technology here and maybe put in the theme logo, like the princess or something like that, here, so that you can at least tell who or what theme it is without having to open the box to look at it yourself. They do have the image here on the bottom, which, as you can see, we have our Fairytale Castle and a few figures, and then we have our clickies there as well. But anyway, this is it for artwork, I guess you could say, on the box. It does have this little triangle here to indicate that this is where you should open up the box to gain access to your contents. There's nothing on the sides, as you can see here, and then there's nothing on the back. But that's it for the box details, guys. Let's go ahead and open this thing and see what's inside. And I will admit that when I did go in here to just kind of glance, I actually grabbed a Ziploc sandwich or snack bag and put everything in here so it wouldn't get lost or anything like that. But let's first of all take a look at our clickies. So here's our boy Prince. He is adorned in a red top and blue pants. The red top has this pattern that I have seen on other medieval-esque media, including Playmobil, and he wears a golden necklace. And then for shoes, he's got golden boots. So if this kid is attending school, I hope he is staying away from those bullies, because they're going to be after him like crazy. And probably even after his accessories, which he does have a few. The first one being this crown, a very nice decorative crown that goes nicely onto his head. And it's got some range to it here. As you can see, it just pivots around the dome. And then he has a cape. It's a blue cape. It matches his pants very nicely, and then it has this little white design here to resemble like a fur collar, and so it snaps nicely onto his neck here. Oh, I didn't hear the click, but that's okay. So yeah, almost 100% complete here. And then he finally has an item to hold, which is interchangeable. Obviously, the girl could, carry this as well. But he has this little scythe here. So he is truly a man of royalty here, all dressed up to rule his little kingdom that we're going to be taking a look at very soon. But let's take a look at the girl. And here's our young princess. She is wearing a purple overall, purple dress. So she has white sleeves and a little white trim there at the bottom. She also has some gold highlights around her dress and her top. But there's otherwise not a whole lot to say about the figure itself. I did notice that the mouth is a little wonky, like it just doesn't have that curvature for the upper portion of the mouth like we are accustomed to seeing on our clickies, but that's okay. It's something I can overlook. But she only comes with one accessory herself, and that is her crown. And her crown is not as elaborate as the first one. It has a little bit more eye appeal There's this little, you know, what could be a little gem in the front there, and then this little ridged design going across the bow of her crown, and then it fits onto her head nicely, except I don't have it very straight there. There we go. And it doesn't, oh, it does have the, it doesn't pivot as well as the crown, the larger crown on the boy, but that's okay. I don't want it to anyway. These clickies have the normal 6 points of articulation. The head moves, the arms swivel, the wrists swivel as well, and then the lower torso bends. Okay, so let's take a look at everything that's in the bag. Here's a close-up of all of our miniature couples, close-up of our knights, close-up of our carriage, and here's another one of our king. We have a little green landscape here, and it has 2 holes to anchor your tree stems into. And I like how lush and big the trees are. That's very nice. It's very fairy-tale-esque to see trees like that. Next, we have this little fountain and arch. Just so you're aware, it is 2 separate pieces, but the fountain does fit through this little hole here. The fountain is magnetized as well as both sides of the arch right there. I really love the little detail. It's so tiny. As you can see it compared to my thumbnail, the little dragon on the fountain is nicely detailed. I mean, you can make out the fact that it's a dragon. No facial features really that I can tell, but I'm not really looking. But yeah, I think that's a really cool little feature there. And then the little red and yellow dots are supposed to resemble flowers. Next is the coach. I really dig this. This was a piece that I did not expect to see. As many times as I've looked it up online, I didn't really take mind to this very much, but I do really like what they did here. This is a pretty cool looking throne with the king. In fact, you could probably put him anywhere in the castle, assuming it'll fit, and he just gets to sit there and count all of his riches and tell people what to do. Here's a golden knight on a white horse, holding his sword on one hand and a shield on the other. And this kind of reminds me of the knights from the previous set that we did with the knights in the castle and dragon. And we actually have 2 of them, and they are dressed the same way. And the eyes of the horses are not painted in, which still freaks me out. And here is the first set of Prince and Princess clickies, or maybe they're just part of the royal court, or maybe they're just citizens that are, walking around the kingdom. Here's the second couple. It almost could look like it's a wedding party. Like, this is the bride and groom. It's a future queen marrying a prince. He's got the gold crown, and he's got on gold shoulder pads, and almost there's somewhat of a gold sheen there on his upper torso. Oh, and shoes. Believe it or not, the first one didn't have any gold there. No, he didn't. Here's couple number 3, awfully bland if you ask me. She's wearing kind of like a yellow, it's supposed to be off-white, but to me it's, looking at it close up, it's a yellow dress and hoop skirt. And then the prince, or the male of this couple here, he does have a blue cape on, but he is wearing gray, as if he could be wearing silver armor or something like that. And here's our last miniature couple. I do like the color scheme on the male. I like how he's got that kind of dark mustard yellow for the arms and legs, but he's got this kind of cool, almost royal, no pun intended, blue for the crown or the hat, whatever he's wearing, and the upper torso. And I believe, the cape is a slightly darker. To me, it looks darker. Maybe it's the same. No, it is a different hue. And then the female is wearing a very, very light blue. And the paint job wasn't all too great, as you can see. It looks like they try to give her long hair, but it's just a mess. And then there's this whole like castle thing that we need to put together, and here's the base of it. Very cool. I would have liked it, honestly, a little more. And I know this is like micro world, and you know, so they're supposed to pretty much give you the bare minimum so that you know, use your imagination. That's what Playmobil is all about anyway. But if they were to just put a little something up on this big blank wall, that would have been kind of cool. It has a pink carpet, which I would have expected for a set like this. But I do like the little round area here with the windows. I think that's pretty neat. And then what's even cooler is the wraparound staircase, which is very nice. Of course, now you can't really use the stairs because you're so small. But just the idea of you know, something walking up there is still pretty cool. Again, this is the bottom half. We're going to check out the top half right now. And here it is. Looks like it's just one big balcony. The king, if you wanted to. See, I mean, they did something here. Why couldn't they have done something for the bottom? I don't know. If you wanted to, I guess you could put the king up there so he can rule his kingdom from the top there. Okay, so we have our castle pieces. Let's go ahead and put this together. One peg goes on this side, the other peg goes on this side. And then these two are like, they're not really pegs, they're more like columns that are supposed to line up with the columns on the top here. And that is the extent of this castle. And here's our playmat from the top. You can see it has a fountain here. Again, this is bird's eye view only. And then this area here shows you how to line up the castle onto the playmat. It's got this kind of random square. I guess this is where the king would sit. Huh. Didn't expect that. The background is nice. It's very simple. It's not as detailed as the other sets. In fact, there is already one thing about this that I do not like. However, we are either looking at an image that's taking place at sunrise or possibly even sunset. Everything's kind of an orange or yellow hue. You've got a little bit of green there towards the center. I do like how there's a path coming from, you know, the background, and it's leading up to, you know, your play area. The gate is not on the part of the picture that's standing up. It's actually on the flatter part of the image there. So this is actually flat. You can see the line. You can see the fold. So that's silly to me, because then when you want a clicky to go up to the gate, they're literally standing on it, and that's just silly to me. So I would have put the gate here on the back, just to make it flush and make it make sense. That's really my only beef. I do appreciate how the figures can actually fit in the carriage. That's really nice. Okay, so just for fun, I decided to put the king inside the castle, so he fits very nicely in there. He's got plenty of headroom there, literally. And we got the green couple inside the castle as well. They can look out to the back, look out at all the field and the sunset over there. And then moving up, we have another couple inside this little portion here. They still have a lot of room, so that's good for them. Over here on this part of the balcony after having walked up the spiral steps. And I did want to leave out our knights. We haven't quite given them as much attention as we have our couples. But, we got one over here escorting the carriage as it carries this couple over to the entrance of the castle so the king could greet them. And then we have this other knight over here. Maybe his horse is thirsty, I don't know. Or maybe the knight thinks he's actually fighting a dragon. So yeah, this set gets high marks for me. Like all Micro World sets, this set is definitely perfect for those kids on the go, because everything is magnetized. Okay, except for clickies can fall or slip out of your child's hands easily, but they're a lot easier to find than, say, a lot of all these other pieces here. Playmobil took that into consideration when developing this toy because to add a little magnet to the bottom of all these smaller pieces is just totally genius. Kids don't like losing pieces, but parents don't like hearing about it either.
Mr. Playboy AF, she hit me.
Ugh, see what I mean? And on that note, we are going to end this episode of the Micro World Fairytale Castle set. I wouldn't say this is one of my favorite sets, but I do appreciate the replay value in this one, which I believe it rates high compared to some of the others. It has lots of pieces, and it's colorful, and it's just enough to keep young kids engaged, at least for a little while. And even if not the most practical toy Playmobil's ever come out with, it's definitely innovative. And that there, my friends, is that. Hope you liked our video today. If you did, give us a thumbs up and remember to subscribe for more Playmobil content. You can also check us out on Instagram. Find us at playmo.af. That's it for now, Playmo pals. Thanks a lot for watching, and be sure to check us out next Sunday. We've got more stuff on the way. In the meantime, have a great day. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.
Ow! She hit me again.
Dude, where are your parents?